The brave little tailor. Once upon a time there lived an honest little tailor who worked very hard in order to deliver the many orders he had in time. One day, he prepared himself a thick slice of bread and jam and started eating it every now and then. The jam attracted some bees that came in from the open window and approached the slice. The little tailor twirled the piece of cloth he was sewing, hit the bees with it and killed 7 of them in one shot. Proud of himself, he embroidered on his belt the following words, 7 in one shot. After this achievement, he decided to go off to discover the world. Before setting out, the little tailor made sure to put a piece of cheese in his pocket, in case he would feel hungry. On his way, he saw a bird tangled up in a bush. He freed it and tucked it in his pocket. A little bit farther, he met a giant man who made fun of his small stature. The tailor proudly showed his belt to let the giant see what was written on it, 7 in one shot. The giant ignored that it was about bees and was impressed by the strength of such a small man. He took a stone and said to the tailor, "We'll see if you are as strong as you pretend." The giant gripped the stone and crushed it in one hand. The little tailor took the piece of cheese from his pocket and ground it in the same way. The giant didn't realize that it was a trick. Surprised but not convinced, the giant took another stone and threw it very far away. "I bet you cannot do so," he said to the tailor. "Wait and see," answered the little man. He took the bird out of his pocket and threw it too as if it was a stone. Of course, the bird flew away and the giant was surprised not to see what he thought was a stone falling again. "Since you are so strong, help me to carry some wood to the cave where I live," ordered the giant, who uprooted a big oak tree. The little tailor agreed, proposing, "You hold the tree by its trunk and I by its branches." "All right," answered the giant. He took the trunk and pulled it with all his might. He ignored that the little tailor, instead of helping him, had settled comfortably down on the tree. "How heavy it is, how heavy," thought the giant. The giant got to the cave exhausted. He offered the tailor hospitality and showed him where to stay. But the tailor didn't trust him. That is why he moved from the place indicated to him to rest at the cave mouth. Lucky him, the giant gave a blow with a club where he thought the little man was sleeping. The violence of the strike shook the cave and the vault collapsed on the giant. The little tailor was standing outside looking at the rubble, while some woodcutters stood there, dumbfounded by the sight. The king was informed of the tailor's achievements. He summoned him and said, "I have a mission for you. 2 ogres are terrifying people in my kingdom. I want you to get rid of them. If you succeed, I will make you a rich man." The tailor agreed and soon he set off to look for the 2 ogres. He soon found them, sleeping under a tree. He filled his pocket with stones and then climbed the tree. Crawling on a branch overhanging them, he dropped a stone on the forehead of one of the giants. "Why did you throw a stone on me?" the furious ogre asked his friend. "What? Who? But I did nothing," replied the other. The tailor waited a moment before dropping another stone on the second ogre. "But it is you who is throwing stones," said the second ogre. "Not at all, you must be crazy," replied the first one. The tailor repeated his little game until the 2 ogres ended up fighting brutally. The struggle lasted a long time, but no one of them got the upper hand. Finally, they collapsed, totally knocked out. When the soldier arrived, they couldn't believe their eyes. The little tailor was proudly standing beside the ogres. The king called the tailor again to entrust him with another task. A unicorn took refuge in the forest. Nobody dares to go there anymore. It has already wounded many of my guards. I want you to capture it and bring it back here alive. If you succeed, I will marry you to my daughter. Equipped with an axe and a rope, the little tailor penetrated into the forest. After searching for hours, he finally found himself face to face with the unicorn. he stood up against a tree. The unicorn charged at the little man, who stepped aside just in time. The animal couldn't stop its gallop and plunged its horn into the tree trunk. Swiftly, the tailor cut its horn with the blow of his axe. Then he knotted the rope around its neck and brought it back to the king. The king kept his promise. The little tailor became rich and got married to the pretty princess. Later, when the king grew older, he gave up his throne to his son-in-law. The new king became an excellent ruler, loved by his subjects. He reigned for a long time and had so many heirs.